Welcome back to the Amazing Digital Circus doll series. Today we are turning this Draculaura into the one and only Pomni and completing our main cast. So after removing all the hair and factory paint with acetone, we can get into painting the body. The torso wasn't as necessary, but just like for completion's sake, I wanted to get as much as that done. I probably could have gotten away with just doing the neck, but I did this. I used Iridescent Sculpting Secrets Laguna for the shoes. I added a little bit of clay on the top of them to make the little yellow sock thing, whatever it is that sticks out of Pomni's shoes. And then for the hands, I used Draculaura's Scary Sweet Birthday hands because she had the black gloves with the little frills on them, so I painted the frills yellow. And then did the same thing I did with the shoes where I painted one blue and one red. So I actually started working on this doll a few months ago, back when I was working on the main bulk of the other Digital Circus characters, which is why they all came out quickly, was because I was kind of like working on them. It was winter break, so I had some time on my hands. Obviously don't have that much time on my hands right now. So Pomni got pushed to the back burner, but I did sculpt her jester hat out of clay. What I did for that was I took a Draculaura head that was already bald at the time. I molded it on there with some foam clay and kind of just was able to just pop it off after it dried. And then I just painted it. I don't have the footage for that because when I was going through and deleting all the other doll footage, that apparently was part of it. So anyways, moral of the story is that when you are going to free up space on your phone, make sure you're deleting only the doll footage that you already have finished and posted. Because now I literally have basically just the face up. The clothes I didn't film because it was kind of a lot of trial and error. And I had like these two like scraps of fabric that I used. And so I didn't even have enough to make sleeves, as you'll see at the end. So it was just kind of like, just a lot of improv happened with that suit. So that just got saved by covering it up with a lot of yellow ribbon. So keep that in mind when you see it. I didn't bother to paint the entire head white, in case you were wondering why there's still a lot of pink poking out, because the headdress does cover that. I did make sure before I went in with the paint to see how much of the scalp it would cover, and so I went a little bit beyond what it would cover, and then she has bangs, so I would be able to cover it up with that. So I wasn't really sure if I could do the pinwheel design that Pomni has in her eyes, so I ended up just deciding to go one red eye, one blue eye, which is kind of Kane's thing, but we don't have to talk about that. We don't have to think about that at all. This is my doll. I can do what I want with her. And then to give more of that clown vibe, I've got mismatched eyeshadow using the red and blue. The really crazy thing about Pomni is that like she is the most, or maybe the second most humanoid character in the show, and so you'd think she would have been easier to adapt, whereas with Kinger, Zubul, and Gangle, I had to like really work around to like, I had to use, obviously, the Monster High dolls are a very humanoid base, and kind of transform them with it still being clear who it was. But the fact that it was like, okay, you can easily transfer Pomni's look onto a Monster High doll is what made it so scary. Because with all the other ones, I was like, okay, I have the freedom of artistic liberties that I can take with this. And Pomni is like, oh, she's just a human that's just ghostly white, you know? Also, sorry for all the weird cropping and angles. I was using a new tripod and it just didn't fit as well as my previous one, which, if you saw my last video, you know, has decided to leave us. But it's a bit more awkward to get this thing set up on my desk, so there's a lot of the footage I had using this new tripod was either everything was out of frame or just cropped really weird, so I'm trying to fix a lot of that. And I know what you're thinking. What if you just looked at the camera after you set it up and you could see what your camera can see? And to which I say, there was a lot going on at the time and I didn't think about it, but I will think about it in the future unless I forget again. Can I just say that finishing this doll series was feels so weird. I don't think this is going to be my last Digital Circus doll. I do want to make some NPCs or some of the abstracted characters, but I think it's safe to say this is the end of the official series, and should I make more, it's kind of just an optional thing for me, because committing to doing a heck ton of characters is absolutely wild, but I'm really so happy with how my characters turned out. I think they look so cute and a lot better than I thought they would. And before anyone asks when they see the final pictures where Jax is, he is with Michael Kovac.
I'm good.
What the hell is that?
I made this. I make custom dolls.
That is so cool.
And he's yours.
He's mine. Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. I love it. I love the way you did the hair too. That is just cool.
Sure, that's a
I love it.
cash card.
Here. I turned over. How long?
Yeah, so Jax is just out in the world living his life, okay? Don't need to worry about him. After I finish the face up, I seal it, and then I go in with these brown hair wefts and make the bangs, and let's see that reveal.